When I first started playing Valorant, I was absolutely terrible. This was about 2 to 3 months after the game's official release back in 2020. I was pretty bad at every FPS game I played, mostly Overwatch and Apex at the time, and I only played it because my friends really wanted me to. I was pretty much just the laughingstock of my friend group when we played. I had no game sense, my aim was absolutely atrocious. I was iron for pretty much the entire first episode and first few months that I played Valorant. Now, after several years and hundreds of hours played, I'm Diamond 3. I know that there are loads of other players who have improved to ranks like Immortal and even Radiant from Iron, but I wanted to share my journey and hopefully help anyone in the lower ranks who's struggling to improve their gameplay or just anyone who wants advice to rank up. The first thing I want to do is disclaim that there is no secret hint to improving. Getting better is not going to happen overnight, but if you want some genuine advice that will help you in the long run, stick around. The first thing I really want to talk about quickly is mentality. Mentality is one of the most important things when it comes to improving. Playing with a good mindset is not only just going to help you feel and perform better overall, but it's going to help you understand what you're doing wrong. Your goal should be to improve, not to just get the rank that you want. You're going to have to drop your ego, even if there are things that you excel at. It's really important to understand your weaknesses that are holding you back, rather than the strengths that aren't really driving you forward. You should also never be playing while you're tilted. If you've had a bad game, at least take a break before you play. You should be using your losses and your misplays as an opportunity to learn and reflect on your mistakes. Don't just beat yourself up over it for no reason. Another thing that I struggle with is getting stuck on autopilot, so if you struggle with this too, and you aren't concentrated, warm up until you feel confident, or if you think it's gonna be a bad day and you just aren't hitting your shots, maybe just take a break. The next thing I want to talk about is just general cooperation with your teammates. Even though it's super obvious, communication is key. Even if you think it's useless information you're giving out or your teammates might not even listen, try to get into the habit of communicating as much as you can. Being a girl in the Valorant community, there are certain games I definitely won't be verbally communicating in if my teammates are really toxic or I think they're sexist, but I'll still do my best to provide information through pings and through text chat. Getting into the habit of communicating, even in lower elo, is going to go such a long way, and it's a basic skill you really need to have if you want to rank up. Speaking of toxic teammates, whatever you do, don't feed into the drama or the arguments. It's really easy to get heated with people on the internet, but you have to remember you're here to play a game and just do your best. If people are being nasty, just ignore them or mute them. It's not worth your time. When you're trying to work together, it's really important to just have basic callouts. Even if you're scared of IGLing or telling people what to do, try to work together to make even really simple plays. This could just be like calling out that you want to play a crossfire, asking someone to bait for you so you can hold an angle, etc. These kind of small plays and comms can make a huge difference, especially in low elo because most people aren't going to be making them. I also know that a lot of the time you're going to get really questionable teammates, but try not to get mad at them. If you think they need advice on something or tips, just try to tell them what to do rather than making them feel bad. For tips more focused on improving your aim and movement, for me personally, learning to play slowly was one of the biggest things that helped me improve. This means I started learning to take my time with my aim, to line up my shots before shooting, and just generally thinking before I commit to plays. I know how easy it is to get caught up in the moment and play without thinking, but this is really one of the most important things to try to be conscious about while you're playing if you're trying to improve. I know that might sound really vague, but I can't give you specific tips on how to improve your aim. If you really do want to improve, you can always get coaching and stuff, but you're the only one who's fully aware of how you play yourself. If you think that there's something you need to improve on, go work on that, whether that's in the range or in death matches or trying to consciously make yourself do things in game like putting up your crosshair placement. Just try to force yourself to do those things that will help you get into good habits. I know that in a lot of ways it can kind of feel like almost a detriment to your skill when you first start doing these things, but as soon as you start getting comfortable and you build up these really good habits, you're going to see such a big improvement. One thing I will say though, more for players like silver, gold and below, I think a lot of players in lower ranks make the mistake of only aiming with their mouse. What I mean by this is, they'll look at an enemy and try to line up the shot purely with their mouse, While this is still good, learning to aim with your movement keys as well is honestly easier in so many situations, and it obviously makes you much harder to track for the enemies. Learning to track with your mouse and aim with both your mouse and your movement is vital, but once you get the hang of strafing and get into the habit of it, it's really easy. I can't give too many specific tips on how to aim better or how to have better game sense because everyone has their own reasons that hold them back from improving. It's just really important to be self-aware of your own skill level and your strengths and your flaws. The key is to really put effort into understanding why you are or you aren't excelling in certain games. People say it a lot, but even just trying to reflect on why you died or why you lost a certain round is going to help so much in the long run. If you're really determined to improve, watching your past VODs and understanding what you did and didn't do well is going to help you so much. Personally, I'm pretty impatient and I struggle with this, but I still do my best to even look at my old clips and plays and think deeply about what I could have done differently. Finding the specific skills and habits that you need to build up is vital. Even just trying to find a couple things that you're weak in and working from there is going to boost your skills. Overall, my biggest tip here is to find your weakest points that are holding you back and improve from there. If you're already pretty good at aiming, for example, don't put all of your effort into aim training. Do you need to work on your game sense, your agent proficiency, or your map awareness? Try to take everything one step at a time and you will improve. Anyways, that's all for now. I really hope you enjoyed the video and hopefully this can help anyone who's struggling to escape low elo just like I did. Thank you!